All right, it's 5:07. I am still listening to the Sharkcast, and we're gonna keep painting objective tokens. Welcome to my hobby desk, and we are going to keep painting our objective tokens. So here's the scarabs that are primed, and here is the gun. You can barely see it because it's black. It'll pop out when I start painting it. And then we also have our Tau guy. And I think we're going to start this morning with our Chaos objective here. And we're just going to paint some more concrete the same way that we have been painting it from the beginning. So we are going to use Mechanical Standard Gray. And we're going to throw down a base coat on this. And I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing. We'll skip ahead a little bit. So I think I've learned a couple lessons from our video yesterday, so I'm trying out a new camera angle. Let me know what you think in the comments below, or if you have any suggestions for better camera work, throw it down below. And I'm also trying to keep the my hand from being the most prominent thing so that it gets the focus. And I'm trying a new holder. As you can see, I'm still working on it, and just using the holders that I like to use, but with a base that kind of fits it better and a little sticky tack. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up and set aside to dry. And eventually we are going to dry brush this using the same colors that we have before, but we'll get to that here in a little bit. Alright, we're going to move on and start working on some metallics, and we're going to start with the scarabs that we primed the other day, and we're just going to give these guys a base coat of plate mail metal from the Army Painter, and the this should do a pretty good job in one or two coats. We're going to focus most of our efforts on the top, but we do want to get a little bit around the edge just so that as we're placing these guys, we don't have any black showing, but the very underneath is going to be covered up. And the goal here is just to get a good coat, and then we're going to wash it, and we're going to come back and dry brush these guys as well. Okay, now we're going to be doing these two downed drones from Tau, and just using some of the artwork that is in the Kill Team rulebook. These guys are mostly black with some bronze on or goldish thing on the most prominent like domes and stuff, and then anything that's small and circular is silver. So we're going to go ahead and start that silver stuff now. We'll stick with that kind of color scheme. My friend who plays actually has the white and red, but I think if we did white and then put the snow down, the contrast wouldn't be good. But if we keep kind of a dark and then some kind of darker, even shiny metallics, when we put the snow down, it'll have some really good contrast. Alright, so now there's going to be a few bits here on the bolter part of our Adeptus Astartes that we're going to bang out, just kind of the gun casing and some of the bits around the bolter. And I really should have done this in a different order because there's some bits on the actual chest piece too, but we want most of that to be blue, and again I want to do some dry brushing. So we're going to save that for later, and we'll just do the silver bits on the bolter right now. I'm now going to go do second coats on most of that, and I'm going to start with the rock in my Mechanical Standard Gray, and then we'll pop back in just a second. Now that those silver parts are done, we're going to go ahead and hit it with all of the black wash. This is Vallejo Wash Black, and we're going to do this over the scarabs and in all of the little silver parts that have some sort of indent on the Tau objective. We'll also hit the storm shield with this and the little bits of the bolter. So doing this on the storm shield, I noticed that the seal on the plastic glue had broken on the shield and it was a little wobbly. So we're going to combat that and we're going to fix that tomorrow. I have a plan. All right, now it is time to dry brush this concrete. So we're just gonna get out the same paints, Dawn Stone, Wolf Gray, and Glacier Blue. We're gonna get a piece of paper towel and our stiff synthetic brush, and we're just gonna dry brush this like we have been dry brushing right from the beginning. All right, now we're going to continue with metallics, and we're going to go ahead and pull out some Dwarf Bronze. This is an old Citadel paint. We're going to use this on the bells and upper part of the Chaos Icon, and we're also going to use it on the bronzy, goldenish portions of the Tau objective. Now, I realized that I forgot to do the chains on this with the plate mail metal, so we're going to go ahead and do that first, and then we're going to do an initial base coat of the bronze. And these paints, the kind of brownish golden old Citadel metallic ones, they don't cover well on the first coat unless you do an undercount of brown, and I didn't want to do that. So it's going to look really bad the first time, but when we come back and do later coats, it's going to clean itself right up. All right, now we're going to work on the Tau objective, and we're just going to follow the artwork that was in the Kill Team rulebook on the drones page, and the pulse accelerator drone and the gravity drone, and the same areas that were brassy gold. We're just going to do those again. I switched to a smaller brush at a point in here because there's this kind of thing swooping in. It was harder to get to. So it's probably easier to see on this one, and you can tell the coverage is not great. You can still see the black through. But with subsequent coats, these actually turn out really nice looking. You just kind of got to be aware in your brain that that first one's going to look bad, but it will get better. So I went to do some on this, and that's when I noticed, oh, it's wibbly. I said it was earlier, but it was actually right here. So we're going to fix that tomorrow. So that was all I had time for this morning. So I'm just going to clean up a little bit. Again, if you hobbied today, did a video, please throw it in the comments below. I would love to take a look at it. And we're going to go ahead and we will be back here tomorrow morning, and we will keep working on these objectives. Have a good one.